There has been a lot of talk since the re-release of Classic WoW back in 2019. A lot of talk of a Classic Plus potentially coming to World of Warcraft. Now, originally, when people first started talking about Classic Plus, not many people cared. There wasn't a lot of enthusiasm behind it, but after Blizzard released Season of Discovery, their own little attempt at Classic Plus, sort of, the hype has certainly grown. It's 2004 World of Warcraft with all these upgraded editions and stuff. Even Blizzard Entertainment themselves seem to be dreaming the same dream lately. What if one day there was a Classic Plus in World of Warcraft? But there's a problem, a big problem when it comes to Classic Plus, a problem that everybody points out the moment that the discussion begins, and that is, what exactly even is Classic Plus? Because it could be anything. What would Classic Plus even look like? What sort of new content could we expect? And more importantly, what could Blizzard learn from private servers like Turtle WoW that have already created an entire Classic Plus experience for their players? What lessons could they learn that have worked and what has not worked that could help Blizzard make the best version of Classic Plus that they could possibly make? That is what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the future of World of Warcraft Classic, but in order to talk about what is to come, we have to take a very quick excursion to the past and talk about what has already been. Let's talk about Season of Discovery. Okay, so pretty much everybody here knows what Season of Discovery is, but for those that do not know, a super fast recap. So Season of Discovery was in fact Blizzard's attempt at doing a sort of Classic Plus experience with Classic WoW. If you played Season of Discovery, you log in, you make a character, you immediately start finding these runes that give you these new abilities and stuff. You're gonna find new quests, you're gonna meet new NPCs, you're gonna get new profession stuff, you're gonna get new raids like Black Fathom Deeps and Gnomeregan and Sunken Temple. It's Classic Plus. It's Blizzard's sort of attempt at Classic Plus. They never called it Classic Plus, but they've referred to it as their testing bed for Classic Plus, okay? And how did people respond to this? Well, here's the thing. They responded to it great, especially in Season 1 of this whole Season of Discovery experiment. Now, later on, admittingly, there were certainly problems that Blizzard hopefully has learned from. A lot of content becoming outdated, people falling behind. Honestly, that's a whole video for another time, like what went wrong with Season of Discovery, and there's tons of videos out there. But luckily, with the recent phase 4 of Season of Discovery, everything seems to be going pretty well. I mean, War Within obviously has just recently come out, so everybody's kind of playing that right now, but there is still love for Season of Discovery, and that is cool to see. So Season of Discovery, was it a successful experiment? Well, assuming that Blizzard has, looked at the feedback and heard the feedback and whatnot from what went right with Season of Discovery and what went wrong, I would say it's hopefully a very successful experiment. But Blizzard isn't the only people that have attempted Classic Plus. And so now I want to talk about Turtle WoW for a second. And the reason why I'm talking about Turtle WoW is because it's the Classic Plus private server that tons of people have played on. Let me just talk about it for 1 second and let's geek out. Now, probably everybody watching this video knows what Turtle WoW is, at least on the surface. And many of you guys probably have played on Turtle WoW secretly behind closed doors. I mean, I wouldn't do such a thing. And I most certainly have not been talking to the Turtle WoW developers lately, who are very excited for Blizzard's version of Classic Plus down the road, who have been talking to me a lot about the Classic community and where it's going in the future. And they're even sponsoring this video just to kind of give you guys a look at what they have done and to also give Blizzard a potential look as to what has worked for them so that Blizzard can maybe, again, create the best version of Classic Plus that they can down the road. This is not an advertisement for Turtle WoW, but it certainly is a discussion on what Turtle WoW has done incredibly well over the years. And let's talk about that today. So first of all, what is Turtle WoW and why has it grown so large over the years while it's been around? So I said a moment ago that Turtle WoW is the Classic Plus private server, and it began several years ago under the premise of giving players a genuine Classic Plus experience. These guys sat down and made it their mission to create the Classic Plus experience that they have always wanted to see from Blizzard, But at the time, 7 years ago, they felt that they were never going to see it. I mean, Classic WoW hadn't been re-released back then. That was in 2019. Season of Discovery didn't exist back then. So anyway, the thing with Turtle, though, is unlike Blizzard's philosophy, when it came to Season of Discovery at least, they didn't want to do something like adding runes for classes and adding convenience features from the modern game, or even adding spells from later expansions. That's not what Turtle WoW was all about. Instead, they knew that people loved Classic WoW, and so they just wanted to give players more Classic WoW. Their whole philosophy was to stay true to the vanilla WoW feel in terms of gameplay, art, even like with how vanilla WoW is kind of unbalanced and a little broken in some areas. Like Turtle WoW kind of wanted to keep that vibe, this imperfect yet perfect world that we could explore and get lost in. The question is, though, is that's all well and good in terms of like a philosophy, but like how exactly do you pull that off? Like what do they do exactly? Now, I admit there is a lot to talk about, but just here is a quick overview of what Turtle WoW has built over the years that I think Blizzard should really pay attention to, assuming that Blizzard is not playing on Turtle WoW themselves, which they probably are. But anyway, here we go. Let's talk about some Turtle WoW features, shall we? So first of all, right from the beginning, one of the things that separates classic World of Warcraft from the modern game is Classic WoW has a big emphasis on leveling. The modern game tends to throw leveling almost entirely to the side unless it's in the most recent expansion zones. And Turtle WoW did not want this to be the case. They wanted to make the level up experience as enjoyable for players as possible. So in their take for Classic Plus, they began to do the following with their server. So first of all, staying true to the lore of vanilla WoW that was established in Warcraft 3 and the previous games, they opened up the doors for players to play new race and class combinations, like undead hunters, for example, human hunters, and so on. As a side note, they also took the time to add a bit more character customization options for the races. Like for example, Night Elf males can finally have super long beards like Malfurion Stormrage from Warcraft 3. Why was this not in vanilla WoW? I have no idea, but I love it. They also introduced 2 new races to Classic WoW, High Elves and Goblins, complete with their own starting zones in Kalimdor and in the Eastern Kingdoms. Now, these are the Thalassian Highlands for the High Elves, which look absolutely beautiful, very much reminiscent of what you would see in Quel'Thalas in Burning Crusade, just a smaller version of it. And then you have the Goblin starting zone on the Blackstone Island just off the coast of Durotar. All right, you know, new races, new classes, and whatever, that's cool, but of course you need new quests. So I mentioned a second ago that questing and leveling up is such a important element when it comes to Classic WoW. So Turtle WoW really took a lot of time with their questing system, specifically with adding a lot of new quest content to the game. There are new quests in all the zones in the game, from the starting zones to the end game. So even if you're playing through Classic for the 10,000th time, you are always finding a new quest to indulge in and to enjoy. They even took the time to upgrade crappier zones of Classic that people didn't enjoy so much due to lack of quests and things to do. Zones like Ajara, Dustwallow Marsh, Badlands, and so on and so forth. This is something that when Blizzard does their version of Classic Plus, I think is very important, that these zones that are sort of empty and void of life really, there's a lot of potentiality in zones like Ajara, for example, because it's almost like a blank canvas that Blizzard could really bring to life by introducing new factions, new lore, new quests, new whatever, new NPCs that could make appearances in later expansions. Like, and by later expansions, I mean like after War Within or something. I don't know. So there's a lot that they could do. Turtle even did something kind of fun where they added an in-game radio station that your in-game character can listen to while you're questing and stuff, just to keep you entertained. They even did a lot of custom music and voice acting in all the zones to really get you immersed. This is something too that I think would be a cool addition to Classic Plus down the road. You know, new music is cool and whatnot. I mean, I love the Classic soundtrack, but it would be neat to hear some new custom Classic inspired music, you know, brought into the game. But getting like a little bit more voice acting and stuff into Classic WoW, you know, instead of just having Chris Metzen voicing everything, that could be a neat thing to do. If nothing else, the custom music and all the artwork that comes out of this server, you know, the custom concept artwork and everything, it'll just blow your mind. It's Blizzard quality stuff, but it's just a bunch of fans creating it. It's so cool. Turtle WoW even recently announced that they were going to be upgrading the World of Warcraft client into Unreal Engine 5 on their server. You know, of course, this trailer was immediately taken down by Blizzard because it looks freaking awesome, but it amassed a lot of views and a lot of attention in a very short amount of time, to say the least. Now, leveling up is fine, you know, doing quests, you know, turning them in, getting gear, that's cool. But obviously professions offer a whole new mode of progression while you're leveling up a new character. So there is a new profession in Turtle WoW called jewel crafting, right? You know, don't be fooled though. It's not the same as TBC jewel crafting before you get any ideas. It's a whole new system that you can level up while traveling across the zones while leveling. I recommend you just check out their website, link down below in the description if you want to learn a little bit more. And that leads me to talking about something that I'm very excited to show you guys if you guys have never seen this, but cool, new quests, new professions. What about new zones? So the Turtle WoW team took a lot of time to hand make tons of new lore accurate zones to the server. Gilneas, Hyjal, Telebim Island to explain where all those damn bananas come from that you keep getting in Stranglethorn Vale, Tearsfall Uplands, Sparkwater Port, Sorrowguard Keep, Blackstone Island, Carfang Hold, Little Silvermoon, the Scarlet Enclave, Red Cloud Roost, and a whole lot more. And these are not just like end game zones, keep in mind. It's not like, oh, we put out this new zone, guys, called Tearsfall Uplands or whatever. Like, this is what Blizzard does. Like, hey, we're putting out this new zone, but it's for the end game only. Okay, screw that. What Turtle WoW's been doing, which I think is awesome, is they've been introducing all these new zones to the game. Like, I just mentioned Tearsfall Uplands, for example. So that's like a level, 18 to 25 zone. So it's just a new zone being added to Classic WoW that is another, optional path that you could quest through there if you want to. Like, if you don't want to go through the Barrens, or you don't want to go through, Stone Talon Mountains or whatever, you can go to Tearsfall Uplands. You can go to Gilneas when you're in your like level 30s and stuff. Like, whatever it is. Introduce new zones like to Classic WoW. Zones that actually fit within the lore. Like, it would be really cool to see Gilneas in Classic WoW, like a classic version of Gilneas. It would be cool to see Telebim Island, to see where all the bananas come from. Like, introduce new zones. But please, Blizzard, if you do the Classic Plus thing, don't do the whole like, it's just for endgame. Like, come on, man. You need to put some emphasis on the level up path. It's something I really appreciate about Turtle WoW. It's something a lot of people appreciate. Let's keep going. You see, in Turtle WoW, you're constantly finding new zones or just changes to familiar zones that were not there previously. There's even new models and spell effects to find on the server, and this is something that I hope Blizzard takes note of. For example, I totally did not go through Tearsfall Glades at one point on a character, and I totally did not find some NPCs from Warcraft 3 hidden up in the mountains, and I totally didn't think that was really freaking cool. It's like a nice little Easter egg. That's the kind of stuff that Blizzard should do. Turtle also has a very healthy community behind it. They have a whole wiki. They have add-on makers creating add-ons specifically for Mysteries of Azeroth. There's server news rundowns every week. They have a huge roleplay community embracing the true roleplay spirit. It's something that you don't really see on World of Warcraft private servers, but somehow Turtle WoW has like, I don't know, they just have built a really big and strong community. Also, as a side note, lots of role-playing events on the server, which are always a cool thing to stumble upon while you're questing. I love it. Now, I did mention earlier in the video that, of course, they're going to bring a little bit of that vanilla WoW spirit in terms of, I guess, like bugs and a little bit of imbalance or whatever. Not intentionally, of course, you know what I mean? But, it's World of Warcraft's a complex machine. But luckily, Turtle WoW does have 24/7 support with their GM tickets, which they boast that if you put in a GM ticket on Turtle WoW, it's going to get answered in 90 seconds. Now, I've never put that to the test, but that's what they're saying. They got a great team, and they are very proud of it. Now, of course, Turtle WoW, it's not just new zones. It's not just new racing class combos. Of course, you've got new dungeons, and you got new raids. You got things like Lower Karazhan Halls, Karazhan Crypts, Stormwind Vault, Hateforge Quarry, the Crescent Grove, a whole lot more. As a side note, keep an ear out for some of the voice acting in Karazhan because you totally won't hear me having participated in doing the voiceovers for that patch when it was released some time ago. Anyway, moving on. New world bosses crawling around in Classic WoW. Yes, the raids are 40-man, just like in the original Classic WoW fashion. And of course, within this grand, big new world full of new zones and dungeons and raids and all this stuff, of course, there is new gear, new items to discover, including new set items that offer unique bonuses, new mounts, and new pets as well. Blizzard, there's a lot you can learn from Turtle WoW. Okay, there's a reason they're very popular. Let me just conclude with this final section of the video. All that is Turtle WoW in a super small nutshell. Hopefully the narration and the visuals did it justice. It was certainly a mouthful, but there was a lot to go over. So here we go. Now here's the thing. This server might look cool to some of you guys. It might look stupid. It might look like a complete waste of time because it is a private server after all. But here's the thing, and here's something really important to remember. Turtle WoW, regardless of what you might think, is a growing realm with new players logging in every day. This server ain't even being made with official tools either. And these guys are still using simple Excel sheets for spell icons and hex editing for light settings. But it doesn't matter, because people really want to play Classic Plus, a genuine, true, awesome Classic Plus experience. And they're looking for it, even going to private servers like Turtle WoW to find it. And it's just really cool for someone like me that, you know, as a fan of Classic WoW and as someone who does want to see Classic Plus one day, it is cool to see a server like Turtle WoW doing so well, to see all the interest behind it, to see the passion behind the developers, and also hear from the developers' mouths that they want Blizzard's Classic Plus to be even better than their server. Because at the end of the day, everyone here is just a big fan of World of Warcraft, and we want to have fun. So here's what I think Blizzard can learn from Turtle WoW. Here's 4 big things. Number 1, first of all, Blizzard, don't neglect the level up experience. I think this is something they messed up on big time with Season of Discovery. Look, Blizzard, people love Classic WoW and they love playing through the world. And so you guys need to put more emphasis on bringing the world to life more and more. Add more quests to old zones, add more places to explore, add entirely new zones like to the game. Why not? More professions and so on. Number 2, don't neglect the lore or the world. The world in World of Warcraft needs to be at the heart of the game. It's one of the things that makes Classic WoW so special. Bring places shown in Warcraft 3 to life. Show us NPCs that we have always wanted to meet from Warcraft 1 and Warcraft 2, brought into Classic WoW, so forth. There is still so much story that OG Vanilla WoW didn't even show us that we could go down and explore, like the Karazhan Crypts or something. Number 3, focus on the adventure and make it worthwhile. Look, I'm gonna say something here. Here we go. MMOs are giant time sinks. And if they are not treated with love and care, people quickly will think that they are wasting their time playing in the world that they're playing in. And Turtle WoW, because it keeps regularly updating its world with all this new content and stuff, new things to find, new reasons to play through again and again and again, it's giving new players a new adventure each time. People keep coming back for that reason. Even people that played a long time ago, they're focused on the adventure and making it a worthwhile adventure, always giving you something new to discover, to find, and to delight in. And I think that that needs to be Blizzard's philosophy, because in Season of Discovery, for example, we got a little bit of love for the level up experience after Phase 1, but not really. It's not like Blizzard was giving us brand new zones or brand new professions or amazing new reasons to level an alt character and play through the game. Not really. And here's my 4th thing. All this and more, everything that I've talked about so far, is what I think has made Turtle WoW so successful, at least from my point of view. And I think that the biggest lesson that Blizzard should learn from Turtle WoW is not to see the server as some sort of threat or some sort of enemy, but to actually see them as a server that is giving to the players a lot of what they want, a lot of what people ask for when it comes to Classic Plus, and to genuinely learn something from them. Genuinely look at Turtle WoW and bring some of their enthusiasm, their ideas, and their energy to to Blizzard's own version of Classic Plus. But of course, Blizzard's probably just going to be like, oh, it's a private server, so it's evil, so you know it has to be destroyed. But I don't know. I think that's the wrong approach, but that's just my opinion. So anyway, I think Blizzard could learn a lot from successful servers like Turtle WoW. If anybody disagrees with that, if anybody says, no, that's not true, all I have to say is one word, Nestorius. Boom, the argument's done. It is over. Guys, thank you for watching this video. Turtle WoW, thank you guys for talking to me. Thank you for sponsoring this video. You really didn't have to, but thank you for sponsoring the video and letting me just show off a little of what you guys have built over the years to the community. For those that have not seen this stuff, like for the 2 people that haven't seen this stuff. But anyway, guys, do you want to see a Classic Plus? Do you think Turtle WoW is a cool server? Is there a lot of stuff in the server that you want to see brought to Blizzard's Classic Plus? Are there things about Turtle WoW that you don't like, that you don't want to see brought to Blizzard's Classic Plus? Let me know down in the comments section below, and I'll see you all with my next video.